Good evening and welcome to Whodunnit. Now, these flowers have been especially sent to us from Jersey and the Channel Islands because this is the first programme they'll ever have received in colour. So, merci and bon chance, my friends. Now, this week we're in a monastery where there's a lot of monkey business going on among the monks. Somebody has nicked the sacred scepter. We want you to work out whodunit. Now, to help you solve whodunit, let me introduce our panel of experts, starting with our TV Times competition winner, the youngest one so far, 15-year-old Peter Clark from Bristol. Welcome, Peter. Next, a doctor who is going to be on the go again on television in September, Robin Nedwall. And those well-known sparring partners from Man About the House who start their own series in September, George and Mildred, alias Youtha Joyce and Brian Murphy. By that I did not mean Youtha Joyce, but what did I say? I said Youtha, I don't know. Youtha Joyce. Right. Let's get back to the Abbey of the Sacred Scepter, or rather the Abbey without the Sacred Scepter. Fortunately for us, this particular order don't have a vow of silence, otherwise we'd never get this thing solved. Father Michael has assembled the brothers because he suspects that it is an inside job, which means, of course, that somebody's halo has slipped.
Well, my brothers, one of us has fallen. Before the abbot returns, we must try to find out who it is in order to recover the sacred scepter and to help our lost brother. Now, Brother Peter, I know that one of your duties this week is to clear up after the meals. What else are you doing?
Well, my father, I've been washing the stonework outside this room. I draw the water each day, and I light the candles in this room.
And what did you do after the midday meal?
Brother Peter was outside helping me. There we are, Brother Peter. That's nearly finished. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Look, I'll help you clear it up.
No, it's all right. I'll get some more water and a mop.
The scepter was here after we had finished eating at 2:30. It is now 3:30. Cutting through those clamps must have made a great deal of noise. Yet I heard nothing. I was reading in my study, which, as you know, is just across the corridor, and yet I heard nothing. Now, why was this?
Yes. I was outside the whole time, and I didn't hear anything. Except the church clock striking 3.
Ah, yes, the church bell.
Could someone have struck the clamps in time with the clock striking the hour?
It would need the hand of an expert, brothers. It would take an hefty blow with a sharp chisel to cut through those clamps.
See what you mean, Brother John. I wonder who could have done that.
Now, I must ask you all this one question. Have any of you done this? Brother John? Brother Peter? Brother Paul? Brother Simon? I may say that I also have done nothing.
Hiya, fellas. I'm Bert's cousin. You know Bert Forrest, your village cop, your constable? You phoned him? Well, he's busy right now investigating a theft. Somebody stole his bicycle. But before he walked off, he said to me, go up there and tell these guys I'll be along shortly, okay? I'm a second cousin. I'm staying with him. I'm from America, New York. First time here on vacation, you know? I'm a cop, too. Hell, I guess it runs in the family. My name is Art Selby.
Smoking is not permitted in the monastery.
What? Oh, yeah, well, hell, heavens, I don't mind. Okay, you fellas, what's the problem?
He moves in a mysterious way.
Hey, how about that? Say, I didn't know that did that sort of thing, you know, way back in history. What's it called?
It's called a robbery.
What was that?
The sacred scepter was stolen from that wall just now.
Hey, this is great. This is terrible. How much is it worth?
Worth? It's priceless. It's been on that wall for centuries. The Abbey was founded on its existence. It will probably be out of the country by the time the constable gets here.
Well, he is walking. It does take longer that way. Say, now that I'm here, why don't I take a few notes, ask a few questions? I'll give him the bite when he comes. Might save a little time, okay?
So be it.
What was that?
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So tell me what happened. You.
I was washing the stonework outside this room. I began at about 2:30 after the midday meal.
Ah, I see you've nearly finished. You've worked well. Well done, my brothers.
You are an artist, Brother Paul.
Not when it comes to kicking buckets over.
You all have to kick the bucket sometime.
Brother Peter! Brother Paul! Come quickly! The scepter! It's gone!
What's wrong, Father?
Look! The scepter! It's gone.
All righty. Brother Peter, how long were you going to get that water?
5 or 10 minutes?
5 or 10. Which was it?
You do not measure time here, my brother.
You're not supposed to steal either, buddy, but somebody did.
I can't believe that somebody here would do that.
That wasn't taken away by no high wind. Now, you, Paul, what was to stop you nipping in here while Pete was away getting the water?
Well, as you can see, I have not yet had time to dry my sandals or my feet. I stepped into the pool of water from Brother Peter's bucket. I knocked it over, if you remember. Now, the floor over there is perfectly dry. How would I get near it?
You know, that's what I would call a professional alibi. But I must admit you've got a point. Okay, let's see if I got this right. Now, you guys were all in here for the midday meal until 2:30, right?
Yes.
So what happened then?
It was the same as any day. Your bread is excellent, brother.
Thank you very much. It's a very kind thing to say. Oh, brother.
Oh, yes. Shall I come into the village with you when you make your deliveries tomorrow? Simon?
Brother Peter and I cleared up after the meal. Then I went to my bakery.
I took the plates into the kitchen, collected the bucket of water, and started to clean the stonework outside this room.
So you guys are telling me that the scepter was on the wall when all of you left here, and that you, Peter, and you, Paul, were outside the door right up till the time the scepter was discovered missing?
Welcome back to Whodunnit, where the sacred scepter is still missing. Now, don't be fooled by this. It's only a replica, but the size of it may give you a clue. Now, the biggest mystery so far is what is a New York cop doing in one of our monasteries? Before the story continues, let's just go over the suspects so far. Now, that's Brother Paul on the left, who claims he was helping Brother Peter at the time of the crime. Father Michael, with a face like that, how could he be guilty? What about Brother John? He certainly looks strong enough to break those clamps. Or Brother Simon, a baker of bread. And here is Art Selby, the New York cop, helping out his country cousin. Or is he? It's up to you to decide.
I can tell you, Mr. Selby.
Oh, no, please, Father, call me Art.
I can tell you, Mr. Selby, that both Brother Peter and Brother Paul were standing outside this door, which is the only way into this room, when I came out of my study. Ah, I see you have nearly finished. You've worked well. Well done, my brothers. Brother Peter! Brother Paul, come quickly! Brother Peter said he heard 2 loud metallic noises after I came into the room, which, of course, were the noises of the candles falling over.
You know, it seems to me that you guys have got this whole thing completely sewn up. Brother Simon, isn't it?
Well, I'm not really accepted as a brother until I take my vows in 2 months' time. I've only been here 5 years, you see.
Yeah, well, I have no wish to make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that, but it seems to me that only you and Brother John are the only guys who didn't tell me what they were doing when all this happened.
Oh, but surely I told you I run the bakery. After the meal, I went to prepare the bread oven.
Brother Peter! Brother Paul! Come quickly!
The fire has to be lit during the day so I can bake early on the following morning.
Gotcha. And you come directly from the bakery into this room, right?
That's right.
Well, I guess that just leaves you, Brother John. I see you brought your hammer and chisel.
I was in my forge, which is outside in the courtyard, beyond this wall.
Brother Peter! Brother Paul! Come quickly!
I came through the archway, across the lawn, and down this corridor.
So that makes you the guy that was farthest away, right?
That's right.
I take it that that window was sealed.
It has been for the past 300 years.
Okay, so you got an old window. Well, let's look at a few other things here. These clamps are cut with a hammer and chisel, right? We have 2 sets of hammers and chisels right here. Brother John, you got yours with you. Brother Paul, you were working with yours right outside that very door. And you were left alone for a while.
Yes, that's certainly true. It was at 3 o'clock. Because the chimes went just after Brother Peter left to refill his bucket.
Okay, let's look at something else. Supposing you had gone for the water instead of Pete here, Pete could have nipped in, done the deed with dry feet while the clock was striking, okay? Or for that matter, Father Michael. What's to stop him doing it? He was the first guy in here. How do you like that?
A very interesting theory, Mr. Selby, but how could I have cut through the clamps? I have no tools.
Excuse me. I have what we call back home a hunch. Now, we got 3 sets of hammers and chisels. How do you like that?
I truly have no idea how those things got into my bucket.
Oh, that's no problem. They got in there because somebody put them in there. The point is, who? But before we go any further, I've got a confession. I'm hungry just looking at your wonderful homemade bread and cheese. Could I have some, please?
Oh, you're welcome. You sit down, I'll serve you.
No, sir. You just sit right there where you are. I guess I can help myself, okay? Oh, boy, that smells delicious.
You enjoy it, Mr. Selby?
You know, there's just one thing I can't figure out. What possible motive could any of you guys have for stealing the scepter? Was it insured?
Yes. The Ecumenical Council insisted £200,000.
Now, there's a motive I can understand.
Me, I'd sell the scepter and give the money to the poor.
I'm almost glad it's gone. It was supposed to go on show to the public sometime next month. It would have been a sacrilege.
There's 3 good motives. How about you, Paul?
Well, it's no secret. I'm renouncing my vows in 2 months' time, and I'm sure you say that the money would be useful to anyone going out into the world for the first time for 20 years.
I'm afraid I can't think of a motive for me, Mr. Selby.
Great bread.
Oh, thank you very much. We give what's left over to the poor each day. It's my job to deliver it to the village of a morning.
You know something? I think I know who stole the scepter. And I think I can tell you right now where it is. Before I do that, I must tell you something else. You know, your cheese is not half as interesting as your bread.
Well, I must say I didn't think that Art Selby was the sort of person to receive divine inspiration. But he does seem to have solved the crime. And he's now brought all the suspects into the studio. Now then, panel, is there any part of the action that you'd like to see replayed? Peter, what would you like to see?
Could I see Brother Simon's flashback when he was in the bakery?
Simon in the bakery, yeah. Yes, Robin.
I'd like to see that when the Father Michael assembled the all the chaps right at the beginning. Remember?
Yep. Right. Eutha?
I'd like to see the part when they all came in, right at the end, you know, they're all talking.
Yes. Brian?
Where Brother Peter and Brother Paul were Brother Paul put his foot into the bucket.
I knew you'd want that bit. He loves all that.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes the slapstick. Righto, you shall have it. Good, well, while we're looking for those, let's have some questions, shall we? Starting off with you, Peter. You've got a question you'd like to ask anybody?
Yeah. Brother Peter, do you make your own candles at the monastery?
We make our own candles. Yes.
Yes? Robin?
Yes, I would like to ask Brother Paul, straight after the meal, when Brother Simon and Brother Peter were still in the room cleaning up, did anybody pass you on your ladder?
No, nobody passed me.
Yeah, is that it?
Mm-hmm.
You?
Oh, Brother John. He's a big brother, isn't he? Have you always been such a Oh, I'm sure, yes, I'm sure he has. Yes. How long does it take you exactly to get from your forge to the dining room?
About 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
That's going fast.
I'm sure, yes.
That's without my hammer, but I'm not handicapped.
That's fine, thank you.
Yes, Brian.
I'm just a bit interested in Brother Peter. I mean, he looks so relaxed and he's the only one with his own hair. I mean, a full head of hair. You're obviously not married.
You're right. None of us are.
Oh.
I think.
Is it easy to get in a place like that? I mean, even if you've got a wife with you.
It would be very difficult to join the monastery if you had a wife.
Oh,
In fact,
bloody
it's
chance.
just about...
Especially one like that, yeah, I see. All right.
Yes, open questions, please.
Can
Anybody?
I come back with one?
Yes, Robin.
Brother John, what were you bashing away at? Would you
rephrase that?
What were you doing when you heard Father Michael's shouts? You were making something. What was it?
I was making a bracket.
A bracket?
Yes, for candlesticks.
To do what with?
So, when actually for Brother Paul, when he leaves, it's a gift from the monastery, and they'll plug him on his wall, you see. And I have this bracket here for him.
It was supposed to be a secret.
It's just a wall bracket for putting a
candlestick.
candle on, yes. Thank you very much indeed. There is the buzzer for the first, the buzzer.
You're having a great day today, Don.
Yes, it's a good day. There is the Eutha for the first replay. And the first replay is for Brian. Brian, you want to see Brother Paul descending from the ladder into Brother Peter's bucket of water. So be it. Here starteth the splash.
There we are, Brother Peter. That's nearly finished. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Look, I'll help you clear it up.
No, it's all right. I'll get some more water and a mop.
Yes. That was tremendously useful. I can see it all over your face.
Yes, Brother Paul, do you ever take your sandals off? Like, you know, when you go to bed?
Yes, when I go to bed, I naturally take my sandals off.
Both of them?
Both of them, yes.
Yes, I see. You didn't ever take them off after you put your foot in the bucket?
No. You saw me shake the water off my hem of my habit.
And kept your sandal on?
Yes, I kept my sandals on. I still
Whereas
have work to do.
most people would take their shoe off and dry it.
No, I didn't have time to do that.
I see.
I had to go on with my work.
No further questions, my lord.
These monks and brothers are very tough people.
Yeah.
A bucket of water over your sandal doesn't mean very much to them. Yes, questions?
Can I ask about Selby? How did you know that the hammer and chisel would be in the bucket of water?
How did I?
Know that the hammer and chisel would be in the bucket of water.
Well, you know, it was just more than a hunch, I must admit. When Father took the cigar from me and threw it in the bucket, you know, even though I knew it was going to be no good, it was the last one I had, and that's when I noticed something in the bucket, and it kind of clicked later on, you know?
Yeah.
Satisfied? Yes, Robin.
I see Brother John flourishing the self-same candlestick. Why is it hollow, and if not, I should think possibly our imitation thing would fit in there somewhat comfortably, wouldn't it?
Well, it's going to have big candles, actually.
All the way down through it?
Just
Why
so
is it hollow? Is
So
there
the
any
candles
specific
are good.
reason?
Well, it was too expensive to make it solid.
I see.
I don't think I've ever seen a solid candlestick, have you?
And besides,
Base, yes, I would think.
but heavy for a wall if it was solid, you see. So if he gets married and has a fallout with wife, isn't it? So it candlestick could be dangerous.
I think it looks more like a cannon. You could fire it. I think. Yes. Oh, there's the buzz of the next replay, and that is Robin's. You asked to see Father Michael talking to the assembled brothers right after the scepter's loss has been discovered.
Absolutely.
Except the church clock striking 3.
Ah, yes, the church bell.
Could someone have struck the clamps in time with the clock striking the hour?
It would need the hand of an expert, brothers. It would take an active blow with a sharp chisel to cut through those clamps.
See what you mean, Brother John. I wonder who could have done that.
Now, I must ask you all this one question. Have any of you done this? Brother John? Brother Peter? Brother Paul?
Aha. Brother Nedwell?
Sold. Sold.
Yes?
Oh,
good.
These doctors,
No.
they're always so
rubbish.
much cleverer than anybody else. Go on.
The last person who said that was hopelessly right.
Father Michael, can I just recount, nothing to do with that particular point. Earlier in that piece, you were saying that somebody's duty to clean up after a meal.
Yes.
Whose was that? Could I ask you again?
Brother Peter.
Brother Peter. Oh, right. Thank you.
Pursue the matter, Robin, please.
Yes, do.
Brother Peter, when you were clearing up,
Yes.
you were facing away from the door, weren't you?
For a while I was, yes.
Yes. Yes. And is that duty, you do that every day?
Yes, I do.
So it is a habit.
Very good indeed.
As it were. I mean, I was quite fortunate that day because Brother Simon was helping me out, but that's not unusual. Usually somebody gives me a hand at the beginning, but then I've got to do the washing and all that. That's quite a lot to do.
I see, thank you.
Yes, Eutha.
Does, you said Brother Simon was helping. Does Brother Simon always help you?
Well, it's not unusual for someone to give me a hand.
Yes, I see. Do you remember how many loaves were had been eaten that day? I mean, do you remember how much you ate?
I couldn't swear to it. I can't remember exactly. No. Why?
Ah, no, I just wondered. There was a slight discrepancy, I thought, on the
I wouldn't.
number of loaves. It was just a very small
I don't
point.
really remember.
No, but Simon usually helps you. That's the main thing.
Well, someone does. It's not unusual for any one of the brothers to help me. Just happened to be Simon.
Yes, Robin.
To pick up Eutha's baking point,
Mm-hmm.
Brother Simon, you say that you have to clear out the oven of a morning.
No.
You light the fire late at night to bake the next morning.
During the day.
How early is that, or what time do you bake?
I get up 4:30.
That is
4:30.
in the afternoon or in the morning?
In the morning.
Yeah.
We have to do that.
I
So
see.
we all meet 5 o'clock, you see, for morning prayers.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, yes, there we go for the next replay. This is Eutha's. Now you're about to see all the brothers rushing to join Father Michael when he calls out to them, starting at chapter 1, verse 2.
Brother Peter! Brother Paul! Come quickly! The scepter! It's gone!
What's wrong, Father?
Look! The scepter! It's gone.
Yes?
Yes. Is Brother Simon, is the bakery further away from the dining room than the forge?
No, I'd say it was nearer. Good deal nearer.
But
I had to stop on the way, stop the standpipe, wash my hands and clean up before I went. I didn't know
I
what...
was going to ask that, actually, because
Oh, yeah.
you looked remarkably clean when you came in and you were remarkably dirty when you finished doing the singing.
Oh, that's right. Well, I didn't know whether I had to handle the food or not when I got in.
Oh, I see. Obviously, you didn't know why everybody was getting so excited.
Yes, can I...
Yeah, have you finished, Eutha?
Sorry.
No, it's all right, don't. You do
always
it all the...
interrupt
He
me.
always does it
That's
to
all
me,
right,
all the time.
just hit him.
Can I...
Oh, here it goes.
Eutha, yes, Brian.
Shut up, get off. Do you bake brown bread and white bread? Or is it all one?
Just a minute, I just got to say a quick prayer.
Oh, hello. He's thinking of a reply.
That's right. It's all right, it's over now. Brown and white.
You bake brown and
That's
white?
right.
I see. Yeah.
I was going to say...
Yes, please.
We get
That
multicoloured
was
bread.
an awfully quick 2 minutes, brother, from the... You did sprint that little bit, didn't you? Yes. Oh, it's a good
I think there was a certain amount of sarcasm there, brother. Yes, Robin.
Father Michael.
That was beautiful.
It was a good start, wasn't it?
No, that was a very good question.
No, I forgot my question now.
How
about...
Yes, Peter.
He's got pages of notes, it's marvellous.
Art Selby, how many times do you think it would take to break the scepter off the wall?
Well, John and I talked about that when we were out at the forge. He says, you know, one good blow would do it. You got a kind of American accent. Why is that?
The young gentleman comes from Bristol, sir, where there is a slight... You see, that's where the Pilgrim Fathers
I'm just glad to know that. I'll make a note of that.
That's where your accent came from. That's a very good ideal, they say. Yes, go on, carry on. Don't be interrupted by this phony American over here.
Brother Peter, where do you get the water from?
The well. I go to the well and draw the water.
How far is the well from the scepter?
Oh, it's quite far. It's, you walk out this door, you turn left, then you turn left again, you pass the forge, and then you come to the well.
Yes? Yes, Brian?
Yes, Brother Simon, you said you got yourself cleaned up and so on. How far is the bog from the bakery?
Oh, trust you, trust you.
Well, you've got to have somewhere to go.
No, it's the whole term.
Even in a nunnery.
Every afternoon, everywhere we go.
It's not a nunnery.
Oh, it's not a nunnery, no. Oh, thank God. I mean, what's it? Yes.
Always letting me down, I don't know why.
25 flagstones.
Well, how big's a flagstone?
Just
Not as many as those.
There they are.
I see.
They measure things by flagstones.
Then I'll walk to the middle of the lawn. See, there's a standpipe there for watering the flowers.
Yes, that's good. Flagstone. So, Brother John, how many flagstones are you away from your anvil to the...
When I came across the lawn, there's no flagstones there. So.
There's another theory.
Yes, that's another replay. This is for you, Peter. You want to see Brother Simon's flashback when he wipes his forehead in the bakery. A sort of brother's pride, you might call it.
Oh, God.
Oh.
After the meal, I went to prepare the bread oven.
Brother Peter! Brother Paul! Come quickly!
Hmm? I think the point you were about to raise has already been raised, isn't it? About the cleaning up, yes.
Yeah.
Well, the brother did explain that he washed and brushed up before he came. Yes.
Can I ask something not to do with that a little bit? Father Michael, it seemed awfully clumsy in what you were doing. You know, when I understand how distressed you were at seeing the scepter gone, but it seemed awfully clumsy to knock down quite so many things.
Well, you know, the candlesticks are not very heavily laden, as it were, at the base.
Yeah.
And I was very upset.
Oh,
and it was the emotional impact, more than the physical one, which prompted me to...
Yes, quite. It just seemed that they made an awful lot of noise.
They did make a noise, you're quite right. And as a matter of fact, it disturbed me quite a bit.
Did it? Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I think that the father was so disturbed that he, in fact, described them as being a metallic sound.
Yes.
When, of course, it's very hard for wooden candlesticks to make a metallic noise, but I think you were just disturbed.
That's quite right.
Yes.
Does it help you, Drew, in any way?
No, it would just surprise me that it was such a...
No, she just likes to have a chat with you.
Yes, well, it was...
It doesn't
I
give
like
you
to
any
talk to
clue.
people like this.
There might be a clue in that, of course.
Yes, and there might not.
And he may be a liar, of course.
Yes, right.
Can I ask, Brother John, are you ambidextrous? I mean, can
Church
you
of
use
England.
the left and the right hand?
You're not Church of England, brother. Otherwise you wouldn't be...
Which hand do you always hit with?
Right.
You always hit with the right.
I always use my right.
You always use your right hand. You're right-handed, Father, yes.
Can I ask Brother Paul, please, are you left-handed or right-handed?
No, right-handed.
You are right-handed as well?
Yes.
Anybody left-handed?
I'm left-handed.
Oh, you're left-handed?
But they beat me out of it when I was a kid, you know?
Oh, but you're not left-handed now?
Well, you know, not to write with, but I do lots of things left-handed.
Yes.
I pack my gun left-handed when I do one, you know?
How long have you been in England? I mean, how long have you been before, while you were visiting your second cousin?
Oh, I just came last week.
Oh, it was last week? Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. You've just been in England
Just
a
a
week?
short time. But I got another 2 weeks to go.
2 weeks, you hope.
Yes. Yes. If he isn't joining Ronnie Barker in Porridge.
You don't know Kojak by any chance, do you, over there?
I find that very amusing, so we get it all the time in New York. We're not dressed as badly as one guy, we don't earn as much money as the other. It's very quaint, that's it.
He's a bald-headed what's-name, isn't he?
Yes.
But the questions were, I think, came very quickly, considering that you've never been in a monastery before, presumably.
Oh, yes, I have, as a matter of
have
fact.
you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there is a monastery on Long Island where I've been once.
Yes.
They had problem there. I went to
Yeah.
investigate it.
I must admit, I was with Peter. I thought your intuition about the things being in the bucket was very fast.
Well, you know, Ma'am, you get an instinct for a thing like that, you know.
Yes, of course. And of course you are from New York. And
Oh, yes,
they're quicker than...
I'm from the Bronx.
I did notice as well, nobody actually asked to see your warrant card. Do you carry
Warrant
them?
card, sir? You mean my shield, my badge?
Yes.
We don't carry a warrant card, you call it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a gold badge. We
Do you
call it
have
a
it with
shield
you?
or a badge.
Did you show it to anybody? Father, did you see
Oh,
it?
No, I didn't.
I turn in my shield and my gun when I leave, you know?
Necessities. I just wanted to get the matter settled.
I wouldn't carry it normally, not in a foreign country, you know?
Ah, there it is. That's the 2 buzzers. That's the end. Time is up. So while the panel finishes filling in their cards, I'm going to show you at home, it won't be seen in the studio, one last clip of film which has 2 clues in it. Now see if it helps you.
Oh, brother. Oh, yes. Shall I come into the village with you when you make your deliveries tomorrow? Simon?
Of course, you could only spot the clue if you remember what happened later on. Right, let's have the cards, please. Right. You, sir? Thank you. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Peter. I have the cards, so nobody can change their minds. Right, here comes the denouement. Peter, who done it and why?
Well, I think Brother Simon did it because he bakes the bread and he turned the plate round when Art Selby was just about to eat some of it. And he made sure he didn't eat the white loaf. When he offered the bread to Art Selby, he wasn't a monk. Sorry, let's say it again. He turned the plate round so that Art Selby wouldn't
we got
eat
that
the
one.
white loaf.
Yeah, take your time.
He wasn't yet.
That'll do.
Brother Simon, hold on. Brother Simon
Oh,
wasn't yet a monk.
Hold on.
Brother Simon wasn't yet a monk, so he was telling him that telling lies wouldn't matter so much.
Yep. That'll do. Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Robin.
Well, I've penned the same thing, I'm afraid.
Oh, do you?
Dear old
But you were looking
Bro
over his
Simon.
shoulder.
No,
Right.
well, yeah, as well, yes. Beat him up afterwards if he didn't
Yeah.
tell me it. Well, you see, the simple thing was that dirt on the forehead worried me.
Yes.
You see, now he said he stopped off and washed it. Wrong. Because 4 of them ran in, Father came in first, and then there was our big brother and one other, and then he came in last. Somebody was hiding behind the curtain at the meal when Brother John was cleaning off. He had his back turned. There was no answer to your question, shall I help you in the village tomorrow? Somebody was hiding behind the curtain. There was only 2 loaves of bread. A third had turned up by the time that the camera had come back later on in that scene.
That'll do.
And so on and so forth.
Yes,
You
so
know.
on and so forth. Right, thank you. You, sir.
Well, I'm obviously wrong, you see, because I think it's Father Michael.
Ah, you may be right.
Ah, well, you see, he was alone in the room, I think, when all the brothers had gone out right at the beginning. I noticed the 3 loaves left, and I can't think why I thought that was important at the time, but I think, you know, there were 2, and now then there were suddenly 3. And he was, I think, what happened, I didn't like the noise, you see, didn't like all that noise, and I think he could quite easily then have concealed the scepter in his sleeve.
Yes, they're big sleeves. You could conceal several scepters.
Bunged it in the loaf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, and it's not very good and clear. Then I haven't
No,
got that
it's
sort
very,
of mind.
very clear indeed. In any case, it's all written down here for us to look at. Brian.
I think Brother Simon's going to have to leave this place. Well, I mean, why did he bother to wash his face and nobody else bothered? They raced straight from the place, and he only arrived seconds after our other brother, who was in fact further away. Also, 2 loaves. One was very newly baked, yet he baked them the day before. So that couldn't be right. And he also knew exactly where to look when he came into the room where the crime had been committed. And I think the thing is in the loaf.
Oh. Right. That is what they think. We will now see who is right. Will the real whodunit stand up, please? Very good. Excellent. That's 3 winners. That's really something. Well done. Congratulations. Well, it's good to be original.
Yes.
Peter, many congratulations. You're our youngest contestant. You got it right. And therefore, would you mind, 2 other winners, if we presented the prize to Peter?
Not at all.
So what would you like? The prize is you can have anything from the scene of the crime. What would you like?
Can I have the scepter?
The scepter! Worth thousands and thousands of pounds. You can indeed. Yeah, I shall now step forward and present you with same. Congratulations.
Oh, lovely.
Now, in the unlikely event of any of our viewers not solving the crime, let me give you the details. Brother Simon joined the order with the express plan to steal the famous scepter. Now, after the midday meal, Brother Simon distracted Brother Peter so that he could hide behind the curtains. Now, you should have noticed 2 clues here. There were only 2 loaves on the platter. And did you spot the sandal sticking out from behind the curtains? He had a hammer and a chisel and a specially hollowed-out loaf hidden behind there. He then struck the clamps in time with the clock and hid the scepter in the loaf. Well, that's the loaf. I've given the scepter away. He waited behind the curtains until all the brothers returned and then slipped out, put the hammer and the chisel in the bucket and rejoined them. Now, you should have noticed there were then only 3 loaves on the platter. And according to Brother Simon's flashback, he was handling ashes in the bakery, and yet a moment later, we saw that his hands were quite clean. Now, once you got those, everything else should have become clear. Well, that's it until next week, when our panel includes June Whitfield, Rodney Bewes, and Tony Selby. And now we'll leave Brother Simon to go back to a different kind of cell, where no doubt he'll bake another hollow loaf. But this time, I expect, with a file in it. Good night.